Now, in the last episode, we dealt with a lot of frustration. Damn it. Damn it. Let's see if we can sort out the vehicle today and hopefully get it up and running. So 2 wires on the starter. You have this guy, which is a 13, and then there's a pigtail. Now this is what I was saying in the previous episode. I think this is my problem, the pigtail, because you'll see when I remove the starter, the plastic cracked on it. But you see this stud? This stud is going to strike the solenoid, so you have to loosen this up or remove this engine mount. Coil packs are very easy to remove. Harness connector. And then you have 5 or so 10 mil fasteners. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's one up here, 5, and the whole thing just pops right off. And now you can see the fasteners. These are 13, and again you have the dipstick. This is a 15, so remove that dipstick fastener, remove this 6. Take your time, it's a little tight. Here's a little trick, if you're not familiar with this. So grab a wrench, place it around the fastener. These are tight, so you don't want to kill your hands. And let's see if I can get this on with one hand. Okay, you'll do something like this, and use this leverage to break it loose. Okay, that should be good. Okay, see how it's nice and loose, okay. Okay, so this is a 13. And with the new starter, I am going to place a heat wrap around it. Let me get some safety glasses on real quick. Okay. And with my right hand, I'm removing the starter with my left. Right hand, I'm pushing back the manifold, the exhaust manifold, to make the room required. And there you go. And now we're ready to bench test the starter. If you've never done this before, very easy to do. I removed the car battery, a set of jumper cables. Now the positive lead runs to the ring terminal that we removed earlier. This guy we do nothing with. Okay, so this is your positive lead, and this is your ground. So this goes to the negative portion of the battery. Now I've seen many videos using a really small wire to activate the starter. This is sort of interesting on the CTS-V. It doesn't use a traditional ring connector. Now this is your ignition wire. It does not use one. It uses a pigtail, and this is a big problem over time on the CTS-Vs. In my case, you see how the housing cracked? Okay, so this I've already removed from the vehicle, and what we're going to do, attach the positive lead, and then you'll see, let me show you. Okay, hook up the starter. So this is live. Little jumper wire. Now watch this. See, it doesn't do anything. This can give you a false reading. I've seen a lot of videos showing like a little wire, very a large gauge wire. This is just not strong enough. It's not going to happen. You need something thicker, something like this. Okay, now watch this. Careful now. See that? So the starter works, but nonetheless, I'll show you why, or why I think. And it comes down to this pigtail. For some reason, again, they don't use a traditional ring to attach the ignition wire, so they have this plastic housing. The housing breaks trying to remove the starter, and this can't securely clip onto the little prong inside the housing. The other thing is, I checked the records 11 years ago, a GM dealer found that this wire crumbled and attached a new one, and it looks like that connection just was not up to par. So this is what we're going to do. So before we install the brand new starter, let me just go through how this was really tough to get a starter. If I had any hair, I would have pulled it right out of my scalp. It was very frustrating. The CTS-V does not, or you can't find a brand new starter for the CTS-V. It just does not exist. So everything is remanufactured. Local parts stores don't have it. Local dealership doesn't have it. You have to wait and order it. So I found a reman AC Delco from Rock Auto. And typically with Rock Auto, within 2 days, I have the part. So I had the part within 2 days, unboxed it, and would you believe where the pigtail plugs into the starter, here's a picture of the starter I got, the housing was completely destroyed. Worse off than this. I mean, just completely shot. So that had to get returned. I'm not spending $200 on a starter that does not work. So I did some research, and apparently there's a Bosch starter that works. Made an order, in this case through Amazon, and this is Bosch's official site on Amazon. Should have received it in 2 days. Today is day 4. Still don't have it, and looks like it could be another 2 to 3 days. I have to get this car up and running. So I did some more research, and I found that the 6-liter GM truck engine, so this is from or it's made for an O2 Escalade, GMC 1500 Sierra. There's a bunch, Hummer H2. There's a bunch of 6-liter V8 truck engines. Same number of teeth on the pinion gear, same power rating, same measurements. The only difference, it uses a ring connector instead of the pigtail. I've already removed the old pigtail connector, crimped and soldered a brand new ring connector, and now we're just going to bolt it up. And my only concern is if it doesn't sound right. Only once did I have a problem. I want AC Delco, I just can't wait. I have to get this car out of here. So that's why I went with CarQuest. Only one time in 20 years did I have a problem with CarQuest. So it's a brand new one, not remanufactured. Let's see how we turn out. So everything is buttoned down, heat shield. This is the positive terminal. Ignition wire is up here. Everything is nice and clean. Let's reinstall the cat and start her up. So everything is buttoned up. We're going to attempt to start the vehicle, and then off camera, I'm going to let it run. If you did not catch the last episode, I replaced the harmonic balancer, and I want to verify we have no coolant issues, nothing leaking, there's no temperature issues, so just let it run, but let's see if it starts. Now, a bit of screeching there from the starter. I'm going to let it run, and then we'll turn it off and start it again. But a little bit of it seemed like it was lagging a little bit, that pinion gear. Let's let it run for a little bit. Where's the brake on this thing? All right, here we go. Take a look at that balancer. It looks nice and solid. No wobbling whatsoever. Drive belt looks good. Let's check underneath. We don't see any leaking. All right, I'm just going to let this get up to temperature. And then I want to start it again. I want to see if we hear a lagging on that starter. So this is a perfect time to make sure we have no coolant issues. So the temp gauge is rock steady. I took it for a quick test drive. It feels really good. But right here, check coolant level. So part of the process of bleeding the system, you have to let it warm up and then let it cool down and then add more fluid. So it looks like I just have to add a little bit more fluid And I'll take this on a proper test drive, but just quickly taking it around the block, it feels way better. The vibration is almost gone. I think the tires are old and that's why we have some vibration, but man, this car it's been difficult. Let's get it back in the garage. Just want to start it one more time. Okay, here we go. That's much better. So this starter works. That is fantastic. We did it, guys. It was quite a lot of work to get this really sorted out. And in a case like this, because I replaced the harmonic balancer, not only do I need the starter to work, make sure there's no coolant leaks, everything looks to be in really good shape. Actually smells like brand new parts because of the balancer, new drive belts and everything else. So now it just needs to cool down, add some coolant, and that's it. So wrapping this up, if you are doing this on a CTS-V, keep that in the back of your mind. This is a 6-liter GM truck starter motor. H2 Hummer, 1500, 2500 series Sierra, the 02 to 05 Escalade. I will include the part number below. My recommendation, if you plan on doing this, get the AC Delco. If I could wait longer, I would get the AC Delco. I'm still waiting for the Bosch starter. Still not here, but at least this is up and running. When the Bosch arrives, I'll just return it. And you know, we're slowly getting there with this vehicle. I hope you guys have enjoyed the last couple of videos. Hope to see you in the future, and as always, thank you for watching.